My name is Thorsten Overgaard. I'm a Danish photographer. I travel the world and take pictures and do workshops. Today I'm going to tell you 5 important things you should know as a photographer. First thing is my motto, my slogan, is always wear a camera. It's kind of logical. If you want to take pictures, you should have a camera with you. But I also mean that you wear a camera, so it means you have a camera strap that fits so you can actually have the camera with you. And for me, that is like a strap. This one is 125 centimeters. It fits for my body. If you're taller, bigger, it should be longer. If you're smaller, it could be a little bit shorter. Many cameras come with straps, so it sits up here. So you can basically only have it here. Doesn't really work. Doesn't make you want to wear a camera every day. So it should be here, and I can push it here. If I walk in the store, I still feel it's there. I know it's there. Wearing a camera all the time also means that you don't have a lens cap on. The camera is turned on. This one is set so for the ISO is set for outdoor 200. My white balance is set for auto because that works. It's set to continuous. The whole camera is simply just ready. It powers off after 2 minutes. So when I see something over there I want to take a picture of, I'll just take the camera, press the release shutter slightly. Now the camera is ready and I can take a picture, and when I'm done I just leave the camera here. And that's what it means to have a camera with you. Always wear a camera. Oh, and if you want to wear a camera every day, you want to have a camera size that is not a huge DSLR with a long zoom, because you're not going to carry it. You want to be able to carry it on your body, so it could be this size or smaller, as long as you can just have it here and you have your hands free and it's not disturbing. So now you always have a camera with you, and one thing you should do, and one thing that actually automatically happens when you have a camera with you, is that you start seeing the world with a camera's eyes, so you actually see pictures. And that's a very important thing that some people forget when they take photos. They just take photos. And in my opinion, looking is one of the really important things. You could actually divide photography into 3 sections. One is to observe the world. The third is to take the photos, the technical part of it. And the last third part is to edit your photos and share them. But it's really important that you don't just take pictures, but you actually look and observe, and then you make decisions, and then you take the camera and take the photo. So it's not just taking photos, it's actually looking, deciding what you want to do, and then execute it. Another important thing is that you actually edit the pictures that you take. You just don't take pictures and don't do anything with them. So my rule is I try to edit my pictures that I did that day the same day. So what I learned from that is that often you are very eager to see one particular photo, and sometimes that photo actually looks amazing. Sometimes you just see, wow, I didn't get the focus or exposure right or something. But going through all your work throughout the day, you will see the stuff that where you failed, and you remember what you did wrong. You might even be able to go back and redo it next day if you want to. But mainly, you will see some of the photos, some you even forgot you took, that actually works out. And that's the way that maybe you walked around and you took 50 or 100 pictures a day, and what you see is that now you harvested 5 or 10 photos that are actually good. So now you can post something, and that's what gives you the enthusiasm to go out and photograph next day, that you actually finished this work, you emptied out your SD card, and you saw that it actually worked out to have a camera with you and take pictures. And it might not be the thing that you thought would be great, but something else that was great, but there's always going to be something. And that's what you should learn from editing every day. Another really important thing when you take photographs, maybe actually the most important thing when you take photographs, is to get the exposure right. And you could say, with today's camera, and especially if autofocus, your main role as a photographer is to get the exposure right. So that means to learn how the light meter works, and when the light meter cannot figure it out, and you have to think. And with getting exposure right, I mean, if you have people walking in the street and you have a person's face in focus, that face is the one you expose for. You don't expose for the background, the foreground, or anything else. That face is the one that should be perfectly exposed. And the same, you take a picture of a building, that building should be perfectly exposed, or a dog or something. So that's the main thing, and you could say that takes a lot of confusion out of photography, because it's not a matter of like, can the background be blurred out, can it be overexposed or underexposed, or can it be this or that? No, you just look what is the main subject of the photograph, usually the thing that is in focus. If that thing looks right, then everything else can just fall where it falls. Doesn't matter. So that's what I mean with getting the exposure right. The last important thing is do something with your work. Don't just take photos and don't do anything with them. Share them with somebody, put them on Instagram, open a Facebook account, put them on Flickr, 500px or something, or join a photo club. Put them on an iPad or your phone and share them with your family and friends and colleagues. Somebody has to see them, and by doing that you will gain usually a small group of people, maybe 5 people, that their opinion means something to you. So when they see your photos and they like them a lot, it means a lot to you, and you see, okay, this actually worked. Sharing your photos will also make people comment on it, and you will see things that you didn't see. And sometimes you take a photo and you didn't get what you wanted to get, or you don't think it's that amazing because it's just from the city you live in. But when other people see it, it's like, wow, that's amazing. That's a beautiful city, or the weather, or you have snow or something, or they just think it's a really good atmosphere. But you just thought, you just took a picture of the street. For them, it looks really interesting. And that's why you have to share, so you get some feedback on what do people actually see in your pictures. Here comes the final exam. Can you remember the 5 things? 1, always wear a camera. 2, look, decide, execute. 3, edit your work every day. 4, expose for the main subject. And share your work. That's all I had to tell you today. Go to my website, sign up for my free newsletter, and you get a free ebook with more advice and interesting thoughts. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.